From New York, it's Ask an Engineer.
Hey everybody, it's your favorite time of the week, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Time for Ask an Engineer. Wow, you've always wanted an engineer beaming straight into your home. Well, you got one. It's me, Lady Ada, the engineer. And with me is Mr. Lady Ada on camera control. We are in the Adafruit factory, this amazing living mechanical beast that does all the kitting, machining, electronics, test, prep, production, QA, just everything that happens that makes it happen. I mean, it happens here in downtown Manhattan, the Adafruit factory. Right now, a little quiet because we're going to do the show, so the machines are off. But we have an exciting 1 hour of electronics news, the longest running electronics show live on the internet, and you're watching it because nobody else wants to do this. We have a lot of new products and some not out yet, top secret as well. People like to tune into that.
Yeah, the top secret's a big deal.
Big deal, top secret. So stay tuned. Of course, we're going to be giving away stuff. We're going to be giving away something good today. Why don't you tell them what's on tonight's show?
On today's show, the code is Ahoy. Ahoy!
Ahoy!
10% off in the Adafruit store all the way up to 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. It supports us, an open source hardware company here in New York City. Loan and venture capital free. The only way this works out is if you buy something, so please buy something. But when you do, you can save 10% off. Use the code. Show and tell people around the world, sharing their projects. Some Adafruit peeps stop by. Showed some projects and more. Lady Ada will talk about those.
It will.
Back to Mailbag, stop by, read your letters to us. Made in New York City, some factory footage and more. 3D printing, some videos. And a sped up of 3D print. New products.
Lots of new products.
A very
today.
special top secret. Ooh. We'll answer your questions. We do that over in Discord. If you want to ask questions, head over there towards the end of the show. Adafruit.it/Discord. And that's where we do it. And at the end of the show, we'll give something away. All that and more on
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, go sign up on Discord if you haven't yet.
Yep.
We have 8,000 friendly, wonderful, skilled,
almost 8,000. It's getting close.
Beginners, experts, all sorts of people hanging out. Lots of fun channels. We do events as well. And it's the 24-hour hacker space you can bring your granddaughter to.
Yep.
You can share and show what you're working on 24 hours a day. So when we're done with the show, you can still hang out there.
Okay. So we got some freebies. When you shop, don't forget these get
freebies.
Added to your cart. You get free electronics.
Let me tell you about them, because that's my job. $99 or more with your order, you get a free Perma half-size breadboard. We see these show up in projects all the time. Great for making a permanent perf board-like project after you've done breadboarding your design. So these are really durable, high quality, and they have the full color silk screen, which is lovely. $199 or more, you get free UPS ground shipping. That's high quality UPS ground shipping in the continental United States. It's trackable, it's insured, it's packaged well. We love UPS. People who order with UPS love it too. And then $299 or more, you get a free Circuit Playground Express. Our all-in-one development board works with Arduino, CircuitPython, Makecode, code.org, CS Discoveries, and we have a couple guides now that you can use it with Forth or MicroLisp. So if you want to program MicroLisp, you can use that with the Circuit Playground Express as well. And of course, at every level, you get everything from the lower levels as well. So it's always a good excuse to load up your cart and then use that code, get 10% off.
Okay. And don't forget, different types of shipping, UPS, postal, DHL. DHL is best for international, UPS ground for the US, and postal. Only thing about postal, it does tend to disappear. Just keep that in mind.
Risky, not great when you need something tomorrow. Yeah. Use UPS next day. Yep. That's what it's there for. It's a little bit more expensive, trackable, and you're going to get it. Postal service, I mean, we love the postal service, but there's a reason that people make jokes about it. It's not, I'm sorry.
I think they're busy, like, getting a lot of Amazon stuff.
Yeah, and it's not their fault.
It's like the Amazon postage service now.
Yeah, it is the Amazon
Okay.
posters. But anyways, 3 choices. They're all excellent for their own uses.
And before 11 a.m. in New York City, if you order and you're in one of the zip codes, you get same day. Okay, what data we had to show and tell. Adafruit team members stopped by today. We had a lot of cool stuff. Don't talk about the top secret.
No,
'cause
I'm not.
We're gonna do that in our top secret.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell about my top. You had to watch a show and tell if you want to know
Yeah.
about that top secret, but I'll talk about it later. We had some Adafruit folks come by. A lot of people are working on stuff behind the scenes. You might be wondering, Erin makes these wonderful wearable guides. Like, what is she working on now? Well, she came by and previewed it. She's got this beautiful LED mask with NeoPixels, and she's come up with a new technique to make the whole mask glow. I've never seen anything like it. A lot of times you'll see, points of light on a mask, but she actually made the whole thing glow, and then she used a vinyl cutter to make this like intricate filigree overlay. She made a fox. She made a rabbit. She made she's working on a skull coming soon with the Hallowing, which we'll talk about. But the technique she's got from making these masks, I can't wait to read this guide because it's kind of what everybody's always wanted. It's a full color diffuse mask. Phil B is continuing on his quest to collect only really cool old computers that look good and can fit in a shadow box. So that means no, you mentioned like no next cube because it doesn't fit in a shadow box. Can't put it on the wall. He doesn't want to have a pile of computers. He wants to have a gallery of computers. So this week's was the Sinclair QL, which I have never seen before. This is gorgeous. It is Olivetti looking. It's got these round keycaps. This is a beautiful, beautiful machine. Apparently terrible to use, but it looked really good. Watch the video if you'd like to see what the Sinclair QL is. Maybe I've heard of it, but I'd never seen a photo of it. And somehow I got a hand on it. And he's also doing a really great job restoring them. So they look really good. Like a lot of these old computers are a little rusty or dusty. He's going through completely cleaning them up and making them work. He showed off even the cartridge that they use. It's an all-in-one kind of keyboard computer. I think it looks a lot like a PS4. You can sort of see this inspiration of the way the PS4 was designed. And he also wants to remind people that if you're in San Jose in the coming weekend and you're attending Worldcon, which of course you are because you love science fiction, he's going to be doing a panel with 3 other wonderful, skilled people about lighting up costumes and cosplay. And as everybody knows, Phil B is the expert at light up costumes and cosplay. A lot of the projects use code and guides that he's written. So if you want to learn from the master, go to the Worldcon conference. JP showed off this week upcoming project. He's going to be doing his live stream tomorrow. I'll talk about it in a second. It's going to be Operation. Remember that game Operation? Apparently everyone does. There's like the guy you have to like use the tweezers and like grab the funny bone or the wishbone or the water on the knee or whatever, and it would buzz. Wouldn't you like to remake that using capacitive touch and Circuit Playground Express? Well, he made a really good looking prototype, and now he's making it work with our standard Adafruit black boxes. So you probably have some of those boxes hang out, have some copper tape, watch tomorrow's live stream, and he'll show off the DIY Circuit Playground Operation. Probably run the code in Makecode or in CircuitPython. Pedro showed off this week's 3D Hangouts project as a battery box for Lego. They took a break this week, but will be back soon for their 200th episode. Next week's project, by the way, is like really cool. I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's one of the coolest projects that we've done. And then Colin came by. Colin did a really great Learn video. People saw the Learn Guide video from last week. Really nice 1 minute long video showcasing the 1,500 guides we have in the learning system. Well, we've been doing a lot of work on Adafruit IO recently, and he's going to be doing another great video for that. I'm working with him on that, and he showed a little demo that will be part of the video, live demo using a phone and a stepper servo as a live gauge, and it worked. So that's good because it's supposed to work, and that was what we had on Show and Tell.
Okay. Part of our Adafruit live series of shows that we do all the time. Tomorrow, like Lady just said, is JP's workshop. Here is a video from last week's. This is the Adabot Neon, but it's not really neon.
This is neon without the expense, without the breakage, without the gas. It's LED neon.
All right, back to Mailbag's going to stop by. And here is one of the emails we got. We read these at State of the Fruit every week. And here is one that we're going to read to you. Thank you for all your hard work at Adafruit. I'm a huge fan of your YouTube videos, just like this one right now.
Oh.
I like your explanation of things in general and what's going on at Adafruit, so I'll be purchasing as much as my electronic needs from Adafruit rather than going to other websites. Keep up the great work. Jim.
Yay! Well,
Thanks, Jim.
your purchase helps support us. We have to, we ought to keep this going.
Yeah.
And all this great quality stuff. You've met and seen all the people who design the code and electronics and do the videos and projects. And when you purchase from us, you support them directly.
Yep.
Pretty much directly. Pretty much it goes in and it goes to them.
Yep. And if you haven't fired up Discord, go to adafruit.it/Discord. That's where we'll be answering questions at the end of the show. We got a Makecode Minute from JP. Take it away.
Okay.
For today's Makecode Minute, what we're going to look at is switches. So there is a switch built onto the Circuit Playground Express right here. And if I take a look at my Makecode that I've set up, I'm using this on-switch move left block and the on-switch moved right block. And what that does is it registered, as you might guess, which direction you flipped the switch to. So what I've got going on in this software right now is when I switch left, I'm doing two things. I'm setting a variable that I made called song choice to 0 when I go left or to 1 when I go right. And this is a great way to use switches in order to change a variable between two states, which then you'll use that variable later. So we'll notice when the program starts, I have set song choice to 0 and I have the pixels at yellow. Now, depending on the direction of the switch, if I'm in left mode, the song choice is equal to 0, and that means I'm going to play the power up until done, and you'll notice I've changed the color of the neopixels when I go left. When I go right, I switch the neopixels over to this side, and now the same button A is going to play a different song. So I'm going to actually set my mic next to this. Sorry for the noises here. And let's do it. So there we go. I've switched to the right, switched to the left. When I press the button when I'm in left mode, go right, same button, left, right. And that is how you use a switch on the Circuit Playground Express inside of Makecode in order to change a variable.
Okie dokie, there is a lot of things going on in the world of CircuitPython.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, we have our newsletter. I'll talk about that in a bit. But the big news right now is we put out a call for translations. So we were inspired by the work on Moo, where they put together one of the best editors for beginners.
Yeah.
And then they started working on the translations. So we took a look at how they did it. We're like, oh, you use this profile, and then here's different translations, and also the community can contribute the translations.
Mm-hmm.
So look on our site, our blog right now, and we have instructions on if you want to contribute to make multi-language versions of CircuitPython.
Yeah, we have a couple people already volunteering, I think French, Spanish, I think maybe even German. But if you, even if we already have somebody working on those, it's always good to have multiple people because I see people chatting about the best way to translate the phrasing. So check out this github.com/Adafruit/CircuitPython for the GitHub repo. Look for the issue at the top there.
Also a blog post.
Or
right
the
now.
blog post, whichever.
Or the newsletter.
Or Discord. I mean, we have 15 different ways that you can contribute and join in. There's a lot of languages that we don't have covered yet. If it can be written in Unicode, we can support it. So join in the chat, and we'll soon be able to have builds on releases with different languages. You'll be able to have a Circuit Playground Express where the REPL is in another language, which is really cool.
One of the goals is not only to make the easiest possible way to do electronics. Python is one of those ways, but then have it in localized languages, which makes it even easier. So if you want to learn a language to program computers, it's easier if there's some native language.
Oh, absolutely.
Inside the.
It's already, challenging enough to type numbers into a computer and have it understand them. But then if you have to also know English, that's not sometimes so fun. So it's really good to see that this is something that's coming along. And there's a bunch of work to be done, but we have started the process.
Okay. And if you want to go to adafruitdaily.com and sign up for Python on Hardware, and you'll get a newsletter that has all of the things that are going on with Python on Hardware every single week. About 3,000 members already. We don't spam, we don't do anything. This is just it's a separate site, Adafruit Daily.
We also put in like Python news from around the like just general Python community. Sometimes we'll put stuff in about Jupyter notebooks. We're doing a lot more CircuitPython on Raspberry Pi stuff. So you're gonna, if you have a Raspberry Pi or a BeagleBone or Linux computer with Python, that counts. Drop in and sign up. You might learn a lot and get updates on the latest happenings in CircuitPython and Python here at Adafruit.
Okay. Next up, some open source hardware news before we get to the learning guides. Congratulations, Lady Ada, you're on the cover of a magazine again.
S'more!
Yeah, S'more magazine, and I have they gave me an image, so we made a poster.
I gotta say, this is of all the magazines, I really like the other. So yeah, his real size is bigger. I like that they have like really cool projects like brain controlled bionics and auroras, and like it's all the science magazine for kids who they want to be science nerds and they want a magazine for them. So
they're celebrating their year anniversary. I think the next issue they have interview with one of the first female astronauts, a Q&A. It's definitely a science magazine geared towards girls, all kids, of course, but specifically girls, because there really wasn't one before. So
it's a good science. I like it. You know, it's like this is really interesting. I wish it existed when I was a kid.
Yeah, so check out S'more magazine. I was talking to a reporter from another magazine.
Yeah.
And she said, "Oh, this is I wanted to get my daughters into robotics and science, but there just wasn't like she was looking for a magazine or a resource." And I'm like, "Oh, but by the way, this just came out." She's like, "Oh, I didn't even know about that."
Yeah.
So if there's someone in your life who, especially a young girl who wants to get into science, technology, engineering, mathematics, art, like this magazine was made for them. So check it out. Okay. Lady Ada, we have 1,543.
I know, we're heading
guides.
towards 1550. We were really zooming.
Yeah,
we put a lot of guides in this week.
What's on the big board this week?
So we have that alternative languages for the programming, the SAMD 51. This is really cool. Sorry, I thought the Circuit Playground, I thought we could do it, but it's actually the SAMD 51 that has these. If you have a Metro M4 or Feather M4, ITZY M4, we have great CircuitPython support. We have Arduino support. Coming soon, maybe we'll even have Makecode support it's in the future. But maybe you want to program it in Forth or Lisp. Well, there are these other interpretive languages. There are working interpreters that can be compiled onto the Cortex M4 chip on the Feather or Metro or ITZY Bitsy M4. And Dave Estells even wrote a guide about it. They're not easy languages, but I think for people who they want to have a portable Forth interpreter, check it out. It's kind of neat. I thought it was just hilarious to see like you could write Lisp code on a Feather or a Metro. It's definitely an alternate universe where thinking machines stayed in business. We have the neon LED signs guide from JP. You saw the little video. I think this is really neat because actually this guide is a twofer. One, you get to use these really cool flexible neon LED strips that we actually just got some back in the store. They look good, they're colorful, they're skinny, and they're easy to bend, and they can bend a lot. And he shows some techniques on how to work with them. You just power them with 12 volts, and they light up. The guide also goes over using Darlington pair chips if you want to control a lot of high current, high voltage things like LEDs or solenoids or motors, and you only have to have them go one direction. Like LEDs, you don't have to turn them on. You don't have to like do an H-bridge like a motor. He shows how to use it with Makecode. So even if you're using something as simple as Makecode with blocks, you can use it to control high voltage electronics, these 12 volt LED strips. So this is a cool project, and you can show and animate stuff and use a Circuit Playground or the Metro or the Feather M0 to animate your LED sign. This is something that if you were using real neon would be extremely expensive and delicate. I've always wanted to own a neon sign or learn how to do neon, and it was just like, like a vacuum chamber and like something goes wrong, it degasses and it's all over. High voltage, it breaks easily. I don't know. This is a way better way to do it. So just do it this way. Mike Barilla has a triple guide out. He's got Circuit Playground Express serial communications. So this is a guide on showing how to use serial TTL communications with Makecode and CircuitPython. This is handy if you want to connect to a UART serial device, such as a GPS or a thermal camera, a thermal printer, or other TTL serial device. Or using our USB console cable, as shown in the little icon, you can connect it to a computer. And then you can use serial terminal software to get data to and from Makecode or CircuitPython. So you can use the USB connection for debugging and programming, and then you can have data go through USB to serial converter. So this is something that people have been asking for a bit. They're like, I want to read data from Makecode back into the computer. How do I do that? It's not easy, but this is a technique, and it's a very detailed guide, but the wiring is actually quite easy. You only need 4 wires. He also did make it log, which is another way of getting data out of CircuitPython or Makecode. In this case, we're actually using a little bit of a trick. Because Makecode and CircuitPython, your Circuit Playground Express can act as a keyboard, you can actually connect it to your computer or even your phone. It works with iOS or Android. You plug in the Circuit Playground Express and it will type out the data as it's getting it, as if it's a keyboard. So you can do a trick with this where you open up Google Sheets or Apple Calculate, the spreadsheet software of your choice on your phone or your tablet or computer. You plug in the Circuit Playground Express and it will print out data such as the temperature or light, or how the soil moisture sensing that we've done before, and then you can plot that out of Google Sheets. It's a really interesting way of getting data into a computer ready for plotting.
Plus, use a phone.
Plus, you can do it mobilely on the phone. I mean, you just plug it in, and because it looks like a keyboard, it just types it in. You just have to, we just have some example code showing you have to put a little bit of a delay between the key presses, but it works extremely well.
It's great for all sorts of data logging using something that you have free access to.
It's free. It's portable. You don't have to have any weird drivers. It works with any operating system, any tablet, any mobile phone. It's basically IoT without having to have an IoT service.
Yeah.
Like you can be anywhere and logging data. So I think this is going to be really useful for citizen scientists, especially young citizen scientists who want to grab data and plot it, but they don't want to have like a data acquisition system.
Yep.
I also have the Lego compatible battery case. I'll show the video for that. Make it switch. If you have CircuitPython or Makecode and you want to connect a switch to it, or you want to know about switches, there's thousands of different switches available, like dozens of different types of switches, from arcade to tilt to magnetic, tactile. Mike Wearable breaks it down, every kind of switch available. We also have this hilarious automatic sunglasses from David Stells. David Stells has been doing some awesome robotics projects. So this is, I guess it's kind of like, you want to be outside or indoors. You don't want to have to like take off your sunglasses like a barbarian. Use your Circuit Playground as servo to do it for you. It detects light and will lower the sunglasses when it detects that it's sunny out. And we also have a guide for the Hallowing. We'll talk about that in new products. So we have a lot of guides. We have like 8 guides.
Yeah, we have some other guides that we're doing. So we've been doing all these make it guides. So make it log, make it switch.
Yeah.
And then Dave has the good work on that, by the way, Dave. Has this automatic sunglass one, and so the Cricut and also robotics, we're moving it around. So now it's going from maybe your desk to like more wearables.
Yeah.
So we have some cosplay things. So there'll be all the things that you can. There'll be eyes, ears, tails, all those things that you'll be able to do very easily using Makecode and CircuitPython.
Yeah, and
get ready for that.
You know what? It's really working out. This Makecode and CircuitPython, it's like a power pair. I kind of, if I had tattoos, I would totally have like Makecode and then CircuitPython written on it, and it'd be like, I'm double fisting punching, because Makecode, great for beginners, super easy, drag and drop with web USB. It's incredibly fast. It's got threading. CircuitPython, Python, so many libraries. It's the most popular programming language.
Yeah.
Between the two, pretty much everybody can build any project.
You can.
From the beginner to expert.
Great editors.
Yeah.
To like Moo.
Yeah.
And then getting started, like Hello World. We did a Hello World for robotics. 5 minutes, you can make a robot.
Yeah. So the automatic sunglasses, I think in Makecode it's like 6 blocks.
Yeah.
And half of it is just like making the NeoPixels light up. It's
like that's
so
light,
easy.
so it gets light. It's like time to put the sunglasses down.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like the deal with it sunglasses.
Yeah. All right. So I'm in New York City factory footage. I'm gonna play a few of these. Okay, and then we have some other ones. This one is a video of the remake that we did with the HAL prop. We converted to CircuitPython so you can see some of the things it can do.
I've just picked up a fault in the AE35 unit. I'm sorry, Dave. I don't have enough information. Sorry about this. I know it's a bit silly. It's puzzling. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this before. Just what do you think you're doing, Dave? I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
And here's some laser pit stuff that we're just starting to do right now.
Ooh, that's the tester
Yep.
for the Halloween. So we use acrylic laser pieces to hold the testing jigs in place. Then we mark them.
And this is some of the things that'll be part of Hallowing and more.
Some testing of some new products, which we'll be showing off very soon.
And here's a nice rainy day,
Yeah.
which has been happening a lot in New York lately.
Yeah, it's been like pouring and then stopping.
Hot,
Yeah,
yeah.
hot and pouring.
Okay, 3D printing. We have 2 videos this week. First one is the Lego battery box, and then we have a sped up.
Simple but effective.
Take it away.
Extrude away.
To return next week for 3D Hangouts, our 200th episode.
Ooh, it's a good one.
Hooray.
It'll shake you right up.
All right. And we'll be doing some Adabox promotion soon, but don't forget, if you want to get Adabox, it starts now with Adabox 9. It's Halloween themed.
subscribe now because
You'll want this.
if we run out, it's going to be a good box.
Yeah.
Well, they're always good boxes, but if you don't sign up and then we run out of spots, we
Yep.
can't make room. Like we just
Nope.
don't have more boxes. We have a limited number. So
That's right.
sign up now.
And you can go there, adabox.com. They'll take you to the right
Yes.
places. Okay. The data. Before we get on to new products, the code is Ahoy. I'll tell you why the code is Ahoy. Do you know why is it Ahoy?
Why is it Ahoy? Yeah.
So in 1877, there's some debate about this always, but
Okay.
Thomas Edison said, okay, we're going to use hello for the phone.
Yeah.
But Bell said he wanted to use Ahoy Ahoy because that's what they used on ships.
Oh, that would be really cool. This alternate universe, we're writing lists
Ahoy,
on
ahoy.
microcontrollers, and you say ahoy ahoy.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to start saying Ahoy
I thought the
when I
reason.
answer the phone.
So I shouldn't have to guess, right? Because I don't know what he's picking for this word,
Yeah.
and I thought it was because of the Hallowing skull, and I thought it was some sort of like Jolly Roger thing.
No, it just happened to be around the same time when this
Okay.
this was going down.
Okay, ahoy.
1877, and that's kind of neat. Like there was a time when, and it like hello.
Well, they
came
didn't have.
from-
They didn't know.
Yeah, it come from hello and like. Anyways, so there's an alternative universe out there where it's ahoy.
Ahoy. I think that would have been ahoy. That'd be good. Maybe when I pick up the phone, I'll say ahoy instead
Yeah,
of hello.
that's what I'm gonna do.
We'll see if
Okay.
that works out. Okay.
All right, ready?
Yeah. New 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 new.
That's good. All right. Let's start this off. So
Okay.
first product.
Updated product, but it's a really big update. So this is the bluefruit sniffer. It's been out of stock for a bit because we wanted to do a revision on it where we've updated the firmware and instructions with the new Nordic V2 sniffer firmware. So the sniffer, we program in Nordic's firmware onto it because they wrote the sniffer firmware and they didn't release the code. We program it on for you. We've updated the instructions. It now works directly with Wirecast. So plug it in. You open up Wirecast on Linux, Mac,
You mean Wireshark?
it's Wireshark. Wirecast is what we're using right now.
I know. And you know
It's
what?
been a day,
I'm
okay?
looking out for everybody. You don't want to run Wirecast.
No, don't run
You
Wirecast
don't
on
want
your
to run
sniffer.
Wirecast
Sorry.
on a Bluetooth device. You just don't want to do it.
Let me start again.
Yeah.
You plug in the Bluetooth sniffer and you can run Wireshark, which is with the best, most
Yeah.
well-known open source protocol sniffing software. I use it for USB and Ethernet sniffing all the time. They wrote a plugin that works pretty well with Wireshark. Used it. It's great because it does all the decoding for you and it just grabs the packet. So if you want an easy, low-cost way to sniff Bluetooth low-energy connections, especially if you are running Mac or Linux, which wasn't really well supported with V1, like we could get it to work, but it wasn't like great. You had to kind of run a couple times. The V2 is much better, so check that out. And if you have a J-Link, you can. We posted up the hex file in the guide. If you can program a Nordic NRF51 chip, you can just burn it on yourself.
Okay, next up.
Eye stickers. We had these really cool googly eyes in Adabox 8, but we actually like these stickers as well for decorating your costume or cosplay robotics. And I have the stickers here. So you get like 1,000 stickers, by the way. Like it's a huge reel. And here's an example. Like we put these stickers on. Thank you. They're also good for security stickers if you want to hide your laptop.
They're also good for like instant puppets, like hello.
I'm gonna eat you. Dag.
That's how. Yeah,
But
so
you
can
get
quickly make a puppet.
This is from our we had a mini golf, and this was one of the things that would stop your mini golf ball from going down the lane. It was a little hazard, so you can decorate it with these eyes, but you get a ton. I mean, like I'll just show you. It's just like
Turn anything.
you just do whatever.
I see
and
you're writing a letter.
and you get like thousands of these stickers, so you can use them and use them and use them, and it's pretty cheap, and you get a ton on this. You can reuse them if you want. You can stick them right back onto the wax paper, but I really like these. They're cute. So great for decorating your electronics or kind of anything you want. And you get lots, which I thought was pretty sweet. I don't like it when you only get like 10 stickers in a pack of eyes, and you're like, no, I need more eyes.
Yeah.
So we only do eyes here, and we got plenty of them. So that's the eye stickers.
Okay.
Put
Next
this
up.
one away. This is a really long cable version of our, next picture, of our one-wire DS18B20 sensor with the Teflon jackets. This is a really high
Oh,
quality.
this is two different products.
Yeah, it's just mixed. It looks the same because it's a coil of white.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
So
it's fine.
This,
Just
and then
this.
there's that. Sorry, yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I didn't even notice until like I clicked on it. Because then this is what it looks like when it's coiled up.
Yeah.
It looks just like the sticker roll. It's got a stainless steel head where the sensor is, and then I think it's 3 meters long of Teflon jacketed cable. So if you're using these one-wire sensors, and we've got one-wire code for Arduino, CircuitPython, or Raspberry Pi, what's great is, you can have multiple sensors. You only use one wire, power, ground, and data. And it's a very standardized protocol. This is the DS18B20. So we've had these in a couple different lengths, but now we have one in 3 meters long. So he's great for long runs.
Okay. Next up.
We got this mini switch. I really like these switches. These are actually often referred to as flashlight switches because everyone who's had a flashlight, there's like a button on the side and you click it once to turn on, click it again to turn off. This is basically the switch inside of there. And again, you click it once to turn on and then once to turn off. Looks like this. Another reason I really like these is, first off, they got nice big flat pads, but look, there's holes in them. Do you see that, Phil? Holes? It means you can sew this onto something. So this is good for wearables where you want to have an on-off switch that's sewn, and it's really low cost. You don't have to get a breakout board or whatever, like a special switch on a breakout. This in and of itself, you just sew it right on, and you've got a really nice, strong on-off switch. It's not waterproof. It's like weatherproof. I think you could probably have it outside for a bit, but I wouldn't dunk this underwater or try to wash it. But it's a very effective, low-cost switch. You can solder it onto something, alligator clip onto it. I think it's a great switch. We have that guide on Make It Switch. So this is a single pole, single throw switch, I think. Yeah. So connect, disconnect. Each time you press it, it connects and disconnects. Good for like 12 volts, half an amp. So switch away.
All right.
Nice and small. Feels great clicking too, very clicky.
Okay, next up.
It's this motor. This is actually a motor that you wanted me to carry, and you were right.
Yep.
This is a great choice. This is a motor. I was like, what is this when you got these? You picked some up. These are motors from DVD players. And they have a lot of really cool things going for them. One, the bottom is flat, as you can see here. So unlike DC hobby motors, you can put them flat on the ground, you can tape them, you can hot glue them, and they stay still. Another thing that's really nice about them is they have, see that black thing? Looks like a little record player. That's the DVD spindle holder. Right? That's where you plug your DVD or CD onto. This is the motor inside that player that spins it around. What's nice about this is it's pre-attached. So you don't have to worry about like how you're gonna clamp or attach something to your DC motor axle. It's like it's got a wheel already on it. And then what's best is you can get these like mini. Here's an old project we did.
Yeah,
you can get these mini CDs, and now you have a wheel, and it just like snaps right on.
Yeah, this was a counterweight that I made, or a spinning weight to do a propelled robot.
Yeah, and this works fantastic, and it's solid because it's got these little clips in it that hold things in place. Actually, this one doesn't have clips, but it will hold one in place, and you can also glue and tape things very easily to this flat part. So it's got holes you can attach to it. So I really like this as well. And third, not last, but third is it's really quiet. These are very, because they have to be in music players. So when they spin, they're very silent.
Yeah, you can't.
And they're very well balanced. You can barely hear it. You can hear the air in the holes more than anything else. This is just it, and it's very balanced. You can see it's almost perfect. And this is just it turning on and off with the Cricket, which is a great way of using it. They're about 5 volts. They're like, it says 5.9 volts, but 3 to 5 volts works great with them. It's not high torque because it's not geared, but if you want like a fan or just something to spin around, these are really nice. I like especially this flat. The flat part and the fact that it's got something attached makes this a great beginner motor. You can use it for wheels for stuff too, like a paddle wheel or a fan.
Yeah.
But a nice low-cost motor, and they're all the same size. So like once you've picked one DVD motor, you can be sure that you'll always be able to get this size motor because it's a completely standardized motor size.
Okay.
Yeah, so DC, DVD, CD motor.
Next up.
More long temperature sensors. This is a thermocouple, a K-type thermocouple. I think this is 5 meters long. It's incredibly long K-type thermocouple. Use it with our K-type thermocouple breakout boards. We have like I2C, SPI, one-wire ones. So if you're measuring very high temperatures, it's a fiberglass jacketed sensor with chromel and alamel, I think, is welded together. And then it's a nice long wire. So if you're measuring something in a kiln or smoking something, like people who do barbecue smokers, they often use these sensors as well. You have a lot more cable. Another thing you can do is, of course, you can cut this and just twist the wires yourself. You don't have to weld them. So if you want to make a lot of smaller thermocouple wires, is also a good pick.
Okay. Next up.
Next up. Oh, this is cool. This is from Pi Supply. We saw this on their site and we're like, how'd you do that? So they have this special 2x20 header. You know, this is the kind of header that you put on a Raspberry Pi Zero, because the Raspberry Pi Zero, as shown here, does not come with headers by default. Got it. And look, it's not just like this black plastic. It's colored. So all those colored dots actually tell you what the pin does. It's a little code that if you know how to decode it, you can like really easily plug things in. So the red pins, this is just showing how you would connect it. So pin 1 is over here. So you actually put this wire over here like this, and I'll zoom in. So these red plugs over here, those are 5 volts. The black plugs are ground. Yellow is, orange is yellow, is 3 volt. Blue is don't connect. Those are the special hat detecting pins. And then green are the GPIO pins, GPIO green. So yeah, you solder this on, and then you've got like a really nice like self-documenting header for your Raspberry Pi Zero. Now remember, if you have a Raspberry Pi 3B or 2B or B+, those already have the header installed. So unless you're excited to remove that header, which is not an easy task, we recommend this for the Pi Zero, honestly. Or, you know, some other Linux computer board that has the same pinout, you'll be able to use this colored header as well. This was inspired by the Asus Tinker, which had the same kind of color. They somehow got that going. I think everyone was like, well, that's so cool, let's have that for Raspberry Pi. And we do. Now we do.
Okay. Next up, this is a dome that covers a city.
Yep. This, you've always wanted one, and I got you one.
Yeah.
No, this is cool. It's like, what is this? It's really hard to photograph. It's like, this is an excellent photographer. It's like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
So this is a domed lens, and this is a really nice glass lens. So
here's what you'd use it for.
here's what you use it for. You connect it up to our Raspberry Pi Eyes or our Teensy Eyes project, and it makes the eyes kind of like look globular, round, and they pop out. And this is a really nice glass. I can't express through the computer how they feel, but they're incredibly smooth compared to plastic. And this is a demo. It looks really, really good in real life. It's hard to.
No, it looks good even on the webcam. Like tilt it a little bit so you can see,
Yeah, it's in person. It's got this like, it looks like an eyeball is staring at you because it has that that round look to it. But these have a nice lip on them. See how there's like this little lip here? So that means that you can laser cut a piece and they hold in place. So they're not glued or anything. They're just held in place by the cutout, which is like a couple millimeters smaller than the outside. So we looked at both glass and plastic, but these glass ones they're easy to clean and they don't scratch up like the acrylic ones, and they look good. They're actually originally designed for people making projectors or like LED something. There's something for some projector or LED collimation, but we think they're great for eyes. You can use them for other stuff too if you ever need a convex lens. But yeah, they're really high quality and nice, and you use 1 or 2 for your project to make creepy eyes.
Okay.
Speaking of creepy eyes,
tonight the star of the show, besides you lady in the community, is
dun dun dun, more
Hallowing.
creepy eyes. Hallowing. Yes, it's that time. It's Halloween. I mean, we said a couple weeks ago, August 1st is the beginning of Halloween. So we have a board to celebrate because we're going all in on Halloween. I can't even keep track of what I'm saying anymore because I'm so excited about how spooky this is. So this is a development board that's kind of like a feather. It's feather compatible. We called it wing just because the pan was so good. You can plug feather wings into the back. It's got this header spout on the back you can plug wings into. But it's got a SAMD21 G18, just like our Feather M0, and it's got 8 megabytes of flash, so you can store like long sound effects, which we thought was really cool. People wanted to do props and they wanted to have long clips of sound. So here it is. I'll show it off. So you get the 2 feather connectors on the back here. You can plug in a LiPo battery to charge it, or you can also plug it directly with USB, which I'll do right now. It's got this light sensor. This is actually a reverse mount light sensor, so the light sensed is actually from the top, but it's picking place on the bottom. It's got a Class D speaker amplifier, so we're gonna have a little speaker in the store soon you can plug in to have a portable like audio output, and you can also just solder to the pads back here if you want to connect your own. We have a port here for plugging in a NeoPixel strip. We have a port here for plugging in a sensor with a JST connector. We have an I2C port, which is you can plug Grove connectors. So if you have any like Seed Grove devices that are I2C, you can plug them in and they'll fit here. We have an on-off switch, so that's kind of nice. You can turn it on and off. Right now it's off. We have a NeoPixel, which is used by CircuitPython or you to debug what's going on. We've got the 8 megabytes of flash for storing files, CircuitPython, audio clips, images, animations, whatever you want. Let me see what else is on here. Get a little potentiometer for the audio, and on the back, we've got this awesome full color 128 by 128 TFT. And so you can use it for anything. It doesn't have to be this eyeball project demo, but like we're really into the spooky eyes. So you can even, you get one of each. And now you can have the spooky eyes like kind of staring right at you. Whoa, creepy. And then of course you can use the light sensor right here to, the code will automatically dilate the eyes when you cover up the light sensors. That's kind of cool. You can kind of see it a little bit.
Yeah.
And you can tune the code. And then it's got some capacitive touchpads here, which you can use also as analog inputs. So it's kind of like we thought, like, what are people building Halloween props? Like what kind of projects are people building for Halloween? And then we designed a board that was optimized for that. There's a TFT for debugging output, or if you want to display anything. It has audio output. You can connect servos to it. You can connect NeoPixels to it. You can play short video or animation clips like this eyeball animation. And we're going to be doing some fun Halloween projects because we love Halloween. We want to do more Halloween projects, but we never had a board designed for it. So now we do. The Hallowing.
Okay.
Coming at you.
What's that?
1 eyeball.
4
teeth.
Okay. Ready for a recap?
Yes.
Here we go.
New. We've got update to the Bluetooth sniffer. Now it comes with the Nordic version 2 firmware, so it works a lot better with Mac, Windows, and Linux direct with Wireshark. Got this roll of 1,000 LED eyeball stickers. They're not LEDs. You can stick them on whatever project to give it eyes. We've got a 3-meter Teflon jacketed DS18B20 sensor, a 1-wire temperature sensor. We have a lovely flashlight button. It's click 1 for off, click 1 for on, and it's sewable. It's got the holes in the connectors, so good for wearable projects. CD/DVD motor, this nice silent, high-speed, very balanced motor, great for hobby projects because it's got a thing attached to the axle already. We've got a very long K-type thermocouple for more long-distance temperature measuring. Also fiberglass jacketed. This really nice color-coded Raspberry Pi header. You can plug into your Pi Zero and it's color-coded so you know which are pins are power and which are GPIO. As seen here. We've got this glass 40mm lens that's we're carrying specifically for use with our spooky Raspberry Pi or Teensy eyeball project as shown here. And we've got the Hallowing, which also goes great with that lens. It's an all-in-one Feather M0 Express kind of, but it also has a TFT, an audio board, tons more memory, and jacks for connecting NeoPixels and sensors. And we'll be doing some fun projects with this coming soon to Adafruit. So keep your eyes peeled, as it were. That's the news.
Okay, well, don't forget, you can use code Ahoy, 10% off the Adafruit store all the way till 11:59 p.m. Save some money. Lady Ada, you have some top secret this week.
I do.
This is a big deal.
Yeah, let me show this.
Here we go. Oh.
It's a Mega.
Oh. But
What?
that's not top secret.
Yeah, this is a Mega. This is what you want, right?
I thought
This is
they
not
s-
what you.
Oh, I
Oh
thought
no!
they-
I revealed the secret.
Oh yeah.
This is the upcoming Grand Central Metro.
Is that what we're gonna call it?
Well, the other name that we had, we
We're not-
can't,
we're
we
not
can't
gonna-
call it
Well, maglev. There's other things.
Maglev. Okay, but what's Grand Central? Maybe it's a working title.
Yeah,
You know, you walk
maybe
in New
Grand
York and they have the
Central.
signs, and they're like the working title of this movie.
Yeah,
the
Grand
working-
Central Express.
Grand Central Express.
Yeah.
It's a Metro with a SAMD 51 128 pin TQFP chip. It's the first time we've been able to have a chip that can run the CircuitPython code and has enough pins. The SAMD 21, they didn't make a chip with enough pins on it. They only maxed out, I think, at like 68 pins. But the SAMD 51, they make a 128 pin version, and we need 128 pins. So we can have all these GPIOs. We also going to put in a gigantic flash chip over here, maybe like 16 or 8 megabytes. We have a flip-top micro SD card holders, and we have it on a Circom, so this will flip up to insert the SD card. All the Metro stuff you know and love, power supply, and then just like all the analog pins, tons of Circoms, UARTs, GPIOs. We actually worked out the camera connector. There's a camera peripheral that can take like 10 or 12-bit or maybe 14-bit digital data in, it's like from a camera. And we made it so you can kind of plug the camera directly in, because they have 2x10 connectors. And you can kind of sort of plug it right in here, so you can turn this into a camera. 1 megabyte of flash, 256K of RAM. It'll run CircuitPython great. Of course, it'll run Arduino like a demon on a freight train.
Yeah.
So this is going to be really epic. So this is our first prototype. I'm going to tell people.
We'll see music synth projects with this, 3D printer projects. with it.
Everything. I
Yeah.
mean, it's 120 megahertz, and it's got all the pins and megadots, and we made it as pin compatible as possible. It's not 5 volt; it's a 3 volt logic chip, but all the pins, everything that these pins can do, the old PWM or these are RxTX or whatever, all the analog pins, we matched them all up. So that's why the routing is kind of exciting, to make sure that it's basically drop-in compatible as much as possible. But I gotta warn people, this is only our first prototype, and we often need like 4 or 5 prototypes before we get something of this kind of complexity out. So I just want to make sure
Yep.
people don't expect it's not going to come out tomorrow or
Yep.
next week. Give me like a month or 2, but it's coming.
Back in the vault.
Back in the vault with
Okay.
you.
So let's do some questions. If you are on Discord, that's where we are, and that's where we're going to answer them. adafruit.it/discord.
Yep.
Put in your questions.
Everything except what's not out yet.
Yeah.
Don't ask. Don't ask what this.
Okay. Can you sense clear, colorless liquid levels through a small clear glass test tube in a closed system? No access to the liquid. You can only see through the tube. Looking to measure liquid level, presence, absence of liquid. What sensor should be considered?
Ooh, that's tough. I don't know. I mean, clear is difficult. You actually don't know. Maybe capacitive. You could put, you could tell. I mean, it wouldn't tell you the level, but it would tell you if it was full of liquid. If there's liquid, I think that would have some capacitance, and maybe you could put copper tape and measure capacitance. But it's gonna be a challenge if it's clear liquid and you can't measure the height from within by pointing something down and bouncing light off of the surface, or if you can't dip something into the liquid.
All right. Why don't CircuitPython boards support 12 volt power supplies? They all seem to max out at 9 volt.
The Metro M0, you can do 12 volt. I mean, like, the thing is, it's a linear power supply, so you're not going to get, you're not going to get like excellent 5 volt power output, but the regulator can handle 12. I think I just like to say 9 to keep people safe, but you can use 12 on the Metro M0.
A couple suggestions the chat had for the previous questions about liquid is capacitive liquid level sensing and use a laser and refraction.
Yeah, laser maybe, but it's also, like, I don't know. Yeah, you'd have to experiment, but then how would you measure the laser refraction? That's the tough thing.
All right. What's the timing on the Raspberry Pi Cricket? We posted some photos in a coming soon. We're working on it.
We're working on it.
Yeah, we showed it on. It's not out yet. So sometimes we have to do some revisions, but full speed ahead. We want
No,
to
it's
get out as-
believe
as
me,
possible.
it's there's a little couple more things we got to do for the Raspberry Pi version of the Cricut compared to the rest. That's why it's taking longer, but it's worth it because it's got a little bit more going on there. We added some good stuff, and that good stuff takes time to test.
How are non-USA frequency radio boards feather wings tested without annoying the FCC?
I have a ham radio license. There you go.
Is there a magnification value associated with the new glass lens?
Ooh, I don't know. That's not what we're using it for. We do have the measurements, and you could probably type that into some calculator online, and it will tell you. But it's not, it's not like a magnifying glass because it's like a half dome almost. So it magnifies a lot in the center, but then it's not like a flat, wide lens where you get kind of even magnification. It's very uneven, but that's good. That's what you want for the eyeball, because it makes the eyeball kind of pop out.
All right. This is a suggestion for the Mega board. I'll take this.
Yeah.
SD card in a spot so you can still use shields.
Well, it is. The thing is, there was no space around the edge because every edge is taken, so we had to use the flip top. And that's the only way we can do it. So you'll have to remove the shield. There's just no spot. I don't want to put it on the bottom. I mean, because it just makes it more expensive to do double-sided boards. So the trade-off is we decided, it's an SD card you put on the top. In CircuitPython, I think we could eventually make it so it'll mount as a separate USB device. But yeah, this is kind of like the best we could do is have it be flip top.
Okay. Any plans to expand the photo line, especially Feather M0? Yeah. I mean.
Yeah, always. Always new feathers coming out.
Yep. Can you make it drive a 3D printer and drive it with a trinket? Well, that's a question. So I said that's probably.
Like a Mega Metro?
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people who use Megas for 3D printers, so I thought it would be cool. Maybe if somebody would use that. I don't have a 3D printer that uses one of the ramp shields.
Yeah.
But I'll try to make sure that it is pin compatible and that people can, because it would be a nice upgrade.
Yeah. One thing we could do, like there might be a SD card breakout or a shield.
Absolutely, you can use our SD card shield and just plug it on top. Our data logging shield will just work.
It might be a way.
But having it built in, it's tough. It's just if you look at it, there's headers everywhere.
Yep.
Just a forest of headers.
Okay, excellent. Thanks for the answer. I'll be buying a Metro M0 Express to utilize a 12-volt power supply. Maybe it's worth updating documentation to clarify if it's supported. I may not be the only one looking to use 12-volt.
Okay, I will look at that.
Okay. All right, and with that, those are the questions.
Yay! Thanks, everybody. Those are some excellent questions.
Good
You didn't
questions,
stump me. I
excellent.
didn't know the answer to some of
Yeah.
those.
Okay, what do you want to give away this
We're
week?
going to give away Hallowing.
Oh, really? Halloween?
Yeah.
Okay. What are the rules?
Rules are if you've won something before, you can't win again. Only one winner per my lifetime. The first person who calls the phone number when it appears on the screen. And I'm going to pick up the magic Radio Shack phone.
There's 4 rules.
And I'm going to say ahoy.
Yeah.
Because that's
You have to say ahoy.
I'm going to say ahoy, and then you'll win. But yeah, only one winner per lifetime. So if you haven't won before, and you can win. If you have won before, go make a sandwich and be on the edge of your seat. And this is the phone.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you your name, where you're calling from, and a project you're working on or you want to work on. Wait, there's 2 of us. And and I'm going to say ahoy. So try not to get too confused when it ahoys you.
I'm going to turn on the phone in a second.
Yeah. If you get your dialing fingers ready, everyone, got to decode these letters into numbers.
Yeah.
Your programmer, somebody write a Python script to do that.
I
Good
have to
idea.
turn the phone on. Sorry.
Where it's happening. I want to give everybody a chance.
Yeah. So that's the phone number. Bitstab. If you
Yeah.
tried to.
Oh, goodness. Oh my goodness. Wait, is it going to ring again? Oh, I got to pick it up.
Yeah. Go ahead and pick
Are
it.
you ready?
Yeah.
Hello? Oh, sorry, ahoy! Ahoy! Are you there?
Ahoy!
Ahoy! Can you turn off?
Yes.
Can you turn off your computer audio, if you have it?
Yes.
Okay. Ahoy! What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Mac, and I'm calling from Las Vegas.
Wow, Matt from Las Vegas. It is hot there, and congratulations.
It is hot.
You're the one. I'm glad I'm not there, but you should be glad because you're going to win a fabulous Hallowing. I'm going to send it to you. What's a project you're working on or you want to work on?
I'm using ESP32. I'm studying it, and I'm studying the ESP Now protocol.
Okay, well, that sounds awesome. Well, if you are doing some Wi-Fi stuff, maybe you can also do some sort of Wi-Fi Halloween project because it's time for Halloween. All you have to do to get your prize is email support@adafruit.com support@adafruit.com and say, hey, it's Mac from Las Vegas. It's super hot, and I want a product number 3900.
3900.
Yeah, super easy. That's the Hallowing, and they'll send it to you as soon as possible.
Thank you.
All right, have a great night, Mac.
Thank you very much.
Of course, it's my pleasure. Good night. I'm glad you're watching it.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, I turned off the phone. So I think there's still more phone time.
That item, but I really wanted one of these.
Okay, well, I'm so glad that I could make your day. This is going to be like the greatest day for both of us.
You have made my day.
Email support@adafruit.com right now, and we'll send it to you as soon as possible.
Thank you.
Okay, good night.
All right. That's cool.
All right.
See, phones are neat because
Phones are neat because they're exciting and they beep.
it's better than just a computer. It's more intimate. It's like, hi,
It
like you're
is.
talking to a person.
They're
It's just the
talking to a
only thing going on.
person. You know it's not a robot.
Yeah.
And it's, maybe we'll put this eyeball sticker on here. All right, that's our show.
All right. That's everything this week.
Yeah, epic,
Thank
huh?
you so much, everybody.
I think we did everything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to sleep now.
Yeah, we're tired.
Okay, thanks everybody. Thanks to the community. Thanks to Adafruit peeps, both here in New York and all around the world. Got people making, creating. Thanks to everybody who's watching. Everybody in Discord. If you if you're like watch the show and you're like, why is the show ending? Well, it's 9 o'clock. But you can go hang out at Discord, adafruit.it.discord. Sign up, and people are chatting now and ask questions, share videos, talk about your projects. Maybe come up with Halloween projects.
Yep.
And we'll see you next week.
So all the Adafruit team members, all the Adafruit remote team members, Adafruit community, all the folks in Discord, all the folks in all different chat rooms. Thank you so much. Don't forget, the code is Ahoy,
Ahoy!
10% off in the Adafruit store all the way up to 11:59 p.m. And we will probably start saying Ahoy when we answer the phone now because that's a neat part of trivia.
I know. Well, you know what's another good thing is because people don't like, is this, Ask Engineer, and then, because I have to say hello, and then,
Yeah.
I don't know, this is complicated.
Okay, here
Ahoy.
is your moment of Zener.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.